Thank you for coming. This is Hope for Every Day. And today I want to talk about something that I feel is so important that can drastically change your life and can drastically change my life. And this is what I'm calling out like pause plan. Pause plan. And pause plan is basically taking some moment to pause a little bit and strategize, pause a little bit and replan, pause a little bit and reflect. And when you do that, this can change your life totally. Now, when you talk about pause plan, this can apply in any setting, whether in business, whether in your marriage, whether in your life, whether in your studies. Just listen to the strategies and how I'm going to share it, and then you can be able to put it in your context. And this can also be able to apply in life. Now, when you talk about pause plan, this is the moment you take a moment and think about your life and think about how your life has been progressing. And I'm putting it into steps of 5 months. Now, within the 5 months, you can be able to have time to strategize. It cannot necessarily be 5 months. It can even be 5 weeks. But I'm just stressing it in terms of like 5 months, whereby you have a pause. Because, you know, sometimes you are so much engaged and so busy. And like they normally say, busy doing nothing, busy achieving nothing. You can be so busy running up and down in your business and you're not making any progress. You're not making any profit. You can be running up and down in your life and you're just living, you're just surviving, and years are getting wasted. And so that's why you need, and I need, a pause plan. You can break it down to 5 months. You can break it down to recommended 6 weeks. I mean, just listen to it and just see how you can be able to work on it. But the most important thing is having that particular pause. Now, the first month, I'm proposing that during the first month, it is time for you to do some kind of search and mapping. Be able to look at your friendship with people. Be able to look out at different networkings that you have, looking on how you can be able to strengthen the existing partnership that you have, looking how you can be able to link together some of the things that are working for you. And also during this first month, that is the time that you look for other new networks. You network with people, whether it is business, whether it is networking with God. You've not been so much committed to God. You tell yourself, I've not been reading the word of God as I should. You have a good plan. I've not been praying as I should. I've not been serving in the church as I should. During that 1 month, it is the month that you do the mapping, you network, you do the mapping, you strategize, you create new networks and such kind of things. Remember, you are pausing, because you're pausing so that you can be able to strategize. In the first month, that is the moment now you're trying to connect, do those connections that are very much important. The second month, that is the moment now you look back in the last 3 years and take stock. Look at some of the projects that you've been able to do and learn some lessons. Look at some of the things that you did in the last 2 years, 3 years, or even 4 years. You can even go back to 5 years. But I want to recommend like 3 years. Look at how your life has been in terms of your family, in terms of your business, in terms of your work with God, in terms of anything that you have in relationship with people. Take stock and look at some of the things that worked and see whether you can be able to apply them going forward. Look at some of the pitfalls, look at some of the gaps that were there, and look at how you can be able to strengthen them. That is very much important. And that's why I'm calling that the time of reflecting back. That the moment, the second month, you're really looking back at your last 3 years and just having a moment of just reflecting. And even you can even go forward and ask your friends. Ask some of your friends who have been quite a long life friends and ask them, how do you think I'm doing? You can even sit down with your husband and your wife and reflect back, and it's a kind of interview, and just ask them some questionnaires. How do you see my life is? You can even have an appointment with your pastor and ask them how they feel you're doing, and you can tell them just to be honest with you and share with you how you can be able to improve your life. Your counselor, even in the workplace, your supervisor, just go to your supervisor and ask them to appraise you. just to praise you and tell you how you are doing. That is the second month. That is the second month. And the third month, that is the time now you go back to retraining yourself. Reminding yourself of some of the things about life. You can remind yourself, you just go back, assume like you don't know how to pray, and go back to the basics. Read scriptures that are related to prayers. I mean, remind yourself some of those things that you feel you are really missing. Remind yourself that you're supposed to go to church. Remind yourself that you're supposed to connect yourself to a cell group, a safari group, a group that is going to help you to grow. Just look at those basic things. Go back to the introduction. Go back to the basic things. For example, I want to give an example. If you're a business person, assume that you don't know anything about business. Go and remind yourself about balancing the books. Go and remind yourself about saving. Go and remind yourself that after you sell, there is a profit that you need to put it back there. That is very much important. Go back to the barracks. Go back to the training. Go back to those basic things about life. That will help you. Remember, we are pausing because you're trying to take stock of everything. Go back and remind yourself of those basic things. Let's say, for example, you are a content creator like me. You can go back and think about what does it entail for you to begin a YouTube channel. What does it entail for you to get subscribers? What does it entail for a channel to be monetized? Yes, remember, you're monetized, you're up there, but you're just going back to the basic things. I want you to think of a football team, a soccer team that has a coach who comes to them back and comes and tells them, this is a football. This is a ball that you kick. This is how you kick the ball. This is how you score. Going back to the basics. Think about your marriage. Going back to the basics. Begin courting again with your wife. Begin going out again. Look at those basic things. Those are things that will be able to refresh you. Just remind yourself like you don't know anything. Just like someone who has been driving for so many years, and they go back and begin telling themselves, I just want to assume that I'm beginning to drive again. And then they teach themselves basics of driving and such kind of things. That is what you do in the third month. Now in the fourth month and the fifth month, that is the moment now you hit the ground running. That is the moment now you begin applying what you've learned in the last 3 months. And you hit the ground running. And I'm telling you, you're going to hit the ground running very fast. And you will be able to progress very fast. And that's the reason why I'm recommending that you need to have a pause plan. You need to pause a little bit and reflect on your progress. You need to pause a little bit if you're a pastor and reflect on your progress. Are you progressing well? Are you doing well in your church? Are you doing ministry the way it should be done? Pause a little bit and ask yourself, in the place of work, in the department that you work, are you progressing on well? Are you still playing by the rule? Are you moving on very well? Possibly you are a singer, you've been releasing songs, or every now and then. You need to pause a little bit and reflect and ask yourself, what can I do? How can I become a better singer? That pause plan is so much important. It's so much important. And I want to finish by giving an example of a story I've heard of 2 people who went in a forest to cut trees. And they were cutting these trees, competing with each other. And one of them decided you remember when you're cutting tree, you use an axe. And when they were cutting the trees, one of them decided that they're not going to take any break. They will continue cutting and cutting and cutting. And the one who thought they're not going to take break, they thought that they're going to be the first ones who are going to score because they have cut so many trees. But another gentleman decided that after every for 30 minutes or 20 minutes, I'll be pausing, and then I'll take time to sharpen my axe. Take time to sharpen my axe. Take time to sharpen my axe. Between the two, who do you think was able to succeed? The one who just continuously kept on cutting the trees so that they can be able to finish, or the one who was taking some breaks? Now, the truth is that the one who was taking breaks was the one who was able to succeed, because, you know, the axe, when you're using the axe continuously, it continues getting blunt and blunt and blunt. And so when they took time, when this person took time to sharpen it, they were able to achieve more because of the pauses they were taking. But the person who continues cutting continuously, because they thought that by just moving and pressing themselves hard, not taking stock, not pausing a bit, they'll be able to achieve. They were so tired, they were not able, because by the end, that person could not be able to cut many trees as they expected, because the axe got blunt, and the person was not taking any pauses, and for that reason, they were so tired. The person who was taking breaks was able to achieve more. And that's why I'm doing this video. You need a pause plan. Pause a little bit and reflect on your progress. Pause a little bit and reflect on your friendship. Pause a little bit and reflect on your marriage. Pause a little bit and reflect on the ministry that you are doing. Pause a little bit, just apply it in any setting. Pause a little bit and reflect about your business. And you'll see some changes. You'll see some changes. You need to pause a little bit. Thank you so much for coming. Looking forward to see you. Let us interact in the comment section whether this worked. And see you in my next one. This is Hope for Every Day.